a large makeup collection can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge, especially when you're a project planner like me. There are so many products that I just forget exist in my collection, which is really sad because I've spent the money on them. I might as well be getting use out of them instead of them gathering dust and begging to be used whenever I open my drawer. But these things, for one reason or another, I have completely forgot I owned, which is so sad. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, like and subscribe. I upload every single day here on my channel, 7 videos a week, plus YouTube shorts. So there is so much content coming your way to binge, and I hope you enjoy all of it. As always, everything that I speak about today, as well as everything on my face, will be linked down in the description. That goes for every single video here on my channel. So if something takes your fancy, you know exactly where to find it. Okay, so I'm going to start with something that I think is quite reasonable to forget exists, and that is my color corrector. This is a green color corrector from Sleek, and you're supposed to use it when you're experiencing pretty bad redness and acne. I am actually breaking out today, which is really fun, but still I did not use this because I forget it exists. I think now that I'm on acne medication, I break out a hell of a lot less, so I need this very minimal days in the month, and it's something that's just not in my routine. I've never really grown to like color correctors. I don't know if I just use way too much or what it is, but it always just looks a bit weird on my skin. Maybe it's something that I need to play around with more and try more of, but I always forget about this. I always just use an extra layer of normal concealer to cover up my blemishes. I don't think they're too visible today, hopefully not anyway. But color corrector, no matter what it is, I used to have a peach one for under the eyes. I always forget it exists because I'm not using it every day. It's not in my routine. It is so easy to overlook, and I just find that I don't really need it. If I have a super full coverage foundation, I don't really need this. So this is probably going to be decluttered sometime soon because I never reach for it and I just forget it exists every day. Next, I have something that I have actually used today, and the only reason I used it today was because I knew I was filming this video, so I kind of had it in the back of my mind, and they are my P. Louise eye bases. So I did a get ready with me with this look. It should be already live on my YouTube channel. I go on a big long rant about how expensive drugstore makeup has got. I'll link that up in the cards if you were interested in seeing me do this look and having a bit of a rant. But I did use this blue cut crease base today. But again, if I wasn't filming this video today, I would have completely overlooked these and I would have just put a blue on the cut crease. That is what I do all the time. If I'm ever doing a cut crease, I cut it with a skin color and then just add the color on top. Because with these, I feel like they need to be set anyway. If I could put these on the lid and they did not crease, maybe I'd use these a lot more. But I have to set them with something anyway, so why not just use my normal skin color base and then tap it over with a color? You know what I mean? I don't know, I just never have got the hype with these. I bought these on a Black Friday eons ago. I think they were like £2 each. So I was like, hey, I may as well try them. But they're just not my preference. I'm not a cream person. They crease, they just, I don't know. I just would rather just tap a color over rather than use a color and then tap a color over. Because you are not using these without setting them. Let me tell you that for free, you will be creasing for days. So I always forget that these exist because I just never reach for them. It's sad because they are nice. Like, as I said, I've used this blue one today, but I could have got the exact same look with my skin color base, you know? So why would I reach for these? There's just no reason to. So I just forget. Let's talk about some blushes. So I have two. The first one is my Milani Sunset Passion blush. This, I think I've used maybe like twice. It's a really beautiful color. It is slightly deep, but it is still really workable for me. You can see it's swatched there. It blends out really nice. It's got a bit of a sheen to it. I feel like Milani Luminoso is the star of the Milani show, but this is really beautiful as well. I really do enjoy it. I'm constantly working on project panning blushes, so a lot of my blushes do get neglected because I hyper focus on a selected blush, and you guys know blush takes forever to finish. So my whole blush collection a lot of the time is pretty neglected, and I completely forgot that this existed when I was trying to plan out this video. I was like, oh my god, I have 2 Milani blushes? Who'd have thought? Not me. I'm pretty sure I got this in a mystery box from Beauty Bay. So it's not like I went out and purchased this specific product. I am a little bit more lenient on myself when it comes to things that I got in like mystery boxes or gifts, because I've not actively gone out and like sought that product. But still, this is a beautiful blush. I need to remember that this exists, but it's just finding the time. Panning blushes is like a full-time job. Like, I don't have time for any of my other blushes, and maybe I need to work on that. Maybe I need to give my blushes a little bit more love, because it is sad when they're just kind of sat there waiting for their moment in the spotlight. And another blush that I forgot existed, and this is so sad because this is so cute. This is my Colourpop Flirt Alert blush, and it is in the shape of a heart. Look how cute this is. I 100% bought this for the gimmick. Like, not even joking. This is so cute. Look at it. I do also like the color, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I wanted one of these for quite a long time. I'm one of those people that I will work and work and work for something that I really, really want. I'll get it and then I'll forget about it. Like, I have phases. It's really bad. I need to work on it. But this is so cute, and it is a nice color. I think Colourpop does packaging so well, and I need to stop forgetting that these exist because it is so gosh darn cute. I think the last time I used this was Valentine's Day last year, which is madness. That's ridiculous. I need to use these things. Okay, I've got quite a lot of eyeshadow products, so let's jump into it. The first one is the That's Taupe palette. This palette was a contender for Pan That palette this year, and the reason that I just overlook it and forget it exists is because I'm constantly trying to project pan neutral eyeshadows, so this just doesn't really have the time because I'm so hyper focused on other things. I really do want to make this a Pan That palette one year. I think it's going to be a really nice Pan That palette. It's got everything that I personally want, except for a blue, but I can always add that in another project. I really think 2025 Pan That palette is going to be this. I've already got my eye on it. I think it's going to be a really, really cute palette. And every year I keep saying, I need to use it, I need to use it, I need to use it, and then I just forget because I get so caught up in the project pan grind that it doesn't have the time. It doesn't have the time, and that makes me so sad because it is so beautiful. This shade Slated, maybe it's kind of expired a little bit, but it's still really, really pretty. I still really like it. I need to use this before it actually does expire because that's so sad. I really don't want this to expire. It is beautiful. So 2025, Pan That palette. I really think it's going to be this one because I am fed up of forgetting about it. I am fed up of this not being loved and used because it's such a beautiful palette and I want to use it. Another one that I'm gutted about. Oh, my Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar palette. Look at this. Look at this. This has very similar shades to my Modern Renaissance in some ways. So this is very similar to Bon Fresco. This is very similar to Tempera. I'm already panning a black. And then there are obviously a few like shimmer shades as well. I love this so much. This purple is wild. Wild. It's so high shine. It does have like a duochrome blackened base a little bit. So beautiful. I love this palette. The theme of this, I love big cats. And I'm so sad that I forget it exists. I do definitely want to pull this out. I think once Modern Renaissance is done, I can use this shade a lot more. I can kind of play around with some of the shades. Maybe I should pull in some of the shimmers into a project maybe, or just use them on an everyday basis. Maybe a work look, I can use one of these shimmers. Just pair it with some shades that I'm already panning, because I'm panning a dupe for every single one of the matte shades, but that doesn't mean I can't use the shimmers, you know? And I think that's what's throwing me off. It's the mattes. It's like, well, well, I can't use the mattes, so I can't use the palette. But no, I can use this palette. The fact that I'm panning a dupe for all the mattes means that this shimmer color story is perfect for what I am currently panning. So I need to remember that. And this purple, I just need to smother this purple all over my eyes with Bon Fresco. I'll be good to go. So maybe that's something that I'm going to do. I hope so, because this palette is just beautiful. It's so pretty. I need to stop forgetting about it. So next are 3-in-1, and these I forget because of where I store them. And these are my Super Shock shadows. So these live in this drawer here, this white drawer, and that drawer is for my pigments, my flaky glittery shades. And by the time I pull this drawer out, I've already done my eye look and I'm just looking to add something. So these never get touched because these are eyeshadows. They're not glitters, they're not pigments, they are eyeshadows. So maybe I should put these in my eyeshadow drawer somewhere because they're so beautiful. I really don't reach for single eyeshadows too much, and that is definitely something that I'm learning recently. I really need to use them. Like this shade, what is this shade? I heart this. So stunning for an everyday. I love this. This with a cool tone taupe. Absolutely beautiful. Ice Dream is another one of my favorites. It's like a blue, purple, pink iridescent shade. Absolutely breathtaking. I do love them, but just because of where they're stored, I always forget to use them. I've already done my makeup when I pull this drawer out, and it's just such a shame because they are so pretty. Hopefully I can roll one of these into a project pan soon, just so I can get a few more uses on them because I don't want them to be neglected. And finally, I have a lipstick, and this was one of my favorite lipsticks for a very long time, and I still love it. This is the Huda Beauty Demi Matte Lipstick in the shade Shiro. I found this in TK Maxx and it very quickly became a favorite because it's a liquid lipstick. However, it is so comfortable. It doesn't dry down. And a few years ago, the liquid lipsticks were all in fashion and I could not join the trend because my lips are so dry and sensitive. The minute something slightly drying goes on them, my lips curl up and die. So finding this was an absolute lifesaver. The reason that I forget it exists, I think again, is where it's stored. It's stored right on the back of this brown wood drawer. That is my lipstick drawer. It's right on the back. It's got product like on top of it as well. So when I pull out that drawer, it's like underneath everything and I just pick something and then move on with my life, and this always gets neglected. I might put this in a project pan because it is getting quite old and I don't really want it to expire because I do love it so much. It is so pretty and it's so nice. It's so comfortable. Like I would pick comfort over color every day. Every day. I have learned that. Okay, I learned that the hard way. This is such a pretty product and I need to remember it. So these are a few of the products I forget exist in my makeup collection. It's so sad when this happens, but it is part of the game, especially like I said, when you're a project panner. I hyper focus on one specific makeup product until it is completed, and that sadly does mean a lot of these things are neglected and completely forgotten about. It needs to change. It needs to change. Hopefully you will be seeing some of these products in like a Project 10 uses very, very soon. Hopefully, because that would be amazing. I just want these to all be loved. I want my whole collection to be loved. I want to wear every single eyeshadow on my eyes every day. I want to wear every blush on my cheeks every day. I just want to wear everything all the time. I love my collection, even these products that are sadly forgotten about. So what is something that you have forgotten existed in your makeup collection? Have a root around, let us all know down below. Why is it neglected? Is it because you're project panning? Is it because of how it's stored? Like, let me know. There are so many different reasons, not just because you don't like a product, because I feel like that is like the big one. You just neglect it because you don't like it. But I didn't want to include those products in this video. I like all of these products, but I just can't remember them all the time. So this is it. This is where I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. If you did enjoy this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.